Hi, are you often confused about how to reattach your cylinder or rethread your cam band? Well, watch this video and I'll show you not only the benefits of knowing how to do it yourself, the different types of cam band system, what you should get and what you should avoid like the plague. Hi, I'm Andy the Northern Diver and welcome to another episode in this series of scuba diving tutorials. In this episode I'm going to be talking about cam bands, but if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button at the bottom. That way you get to see all the other tutorials and loads of different videos that we've made. And while you're there, there's a little bell icon. If you click that, that gives you a notification every time we post a new video. But if you don't have a YouTube account, you can click this link just up here. That'll take you straight to a video that we've made, and it'll take you 2 minutes just to set one up. So you can like, subscribe, and you can comment on all the videos that you watch on YouTube. So generally speaking, there's two types of cam band. One with a stainless steel buckle, one with a plastic one, and my preference would be to have two cam bands on any one cylinder. That way, if one was to come loose or one was to come undone completely or break, you've always got that backup. So redundancy being the key to all our diving, always having a spur of something. So if you can get two cam bands on your buoyancy control device, get two cam bands. Second of all, I'd always look at getting a stainless steel one, because there's no flex in that steel whatsoever as you pull it over and you crank it down, whereas in the plastic one there can be that little bit of flexibility, so it's not quite as tight, and then with the movement in the water or perhaps clanging your cylinder against the side of a wreck or in the boat or whatever, it just works its way loose, much like this one's loose now, and this one is rock hard. So as you can see, the top one, it's made by Halcyon, clearly the best brand on the market for BCDs. Or wings, as I prefer to use. The second one, no slant on X-Deep whatsoever, but this is a plastic cam band and not really my preference. However, they're out there, so let's talk about them. So what you'll notice by the two, as they're undone, as I pull the plastic one over, there's not really a clear click, whereas the stainless steel one has a real obvious click as it fastens up nice and tight. So what you want to do is make sure that when you do adjust all this, as we'll go through shortly in the video, that you make sure this is extremely tight, so then you do get that proper positive click. What I would be careful to avoid, like the plague, would be this sort of roll pin cum ratchet strap affair that comes from Scuba Pro. Now Scuba Pro do make a lot of good kit, but unfortunately I've seen this fail several times on a holiday last year. If you look at this picture, you can see quite clearly why I would earmark this as something to avoid. So the problem comes if you over tighten this roll pin here, when you pull the ratchet, this starts to still undo, so it's not actually as tight as it should be, and it can then come undone. Okay, it's got a bit of Velcro here, but I have seen this loosen over time, so I don't think it's as good. I mean, it's great, it's really quick release, I like that. But I think there's just too much adjustment, too much play, and like I said, I've seen them come off. So because this is stainless steel, it's quite often, as you cam it over onto your cylinder, it can mark the paintwork. So this comes with like an octo grip pad that you just slide all the way up, and as you lever that over, it just protects the paintwork and obviously stops your cylinders getting sort of knackered and rusty. So on the back of your BCD, where your sort of tank attachment and your cam band is located, generally there'll be like a little sort of tab and it'll show you how to connect that up. But if you're certainly a new diver and you're using borrowed or hired kit, because it's quite old, quite often that diagram is worn away. If you're lucky, like on the Halcyon buckle, you could see that it's numbered, so you know which part to thread through first. You might not understand which order and why and which direction it needs to go in from. So it's my aim in this video to show you how to rethread your cam band properly. Okay, so how we're going to do this is we're going to open up the cam itself, and then from the inside, so keeping it pointing upwards, we're going to go through the central slot, which is labelled number 1 on the inside. Okay, we're going to put that around and back down through number 2. Now that's an easy way of starting it off, but we need to get the adjustment right for the size of the cylinder. So just like they used to do on Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier. So I've threaded that through number 1 first and back through number 2. So now the actual band or the webbing strap is sat pretty much where it will be once the cylinder is all tightened up. So to aid you pulling the cam band over, what we can do is thread that back through number 3, which creates a much bigger lever to pull the cam band closed. That's now tight enough to dangle a car off. Now, I'm not going to say a plastic one won't do the same job, but my preference is the stainless steel one. Not only is it a little bit more weight, so you have to carry less lead, but it's not got any flexibility like the plastic one has. So as you draw it over, it's not gonna just loosen up or slacken off. Remembering, if you have got that, if you've got an Octo grip pad, make sure that's in the way so it nicely protects the paintwork as you close off the cam band. Any questions? Put them in the comments box. So I've basically tried to run through how you rethread the cam band, the two main types, the plastic or the stainless steel one, and then the third one that I've come across that I'd avoid like the plague because I've seen it fault a few times over. If you have got any questions or you've got any comments, please put them in the box below. I hope you've enjoyed this video, so if you have, feel free to have a look through all the other scuba diving tutorials or even some of the expedition and trip videos we've made, even a couple of funny ones out there, and I'll see you on the next one.
See you on Insta.